Good morning, friends and family. Hey, loved ones. How are you today? Wow. So we just had our new moon in Scorpio and solar eclipse yesterday, and approaching Samhain in a few days. And so we have like a lot of magical portal days and a lot of amazing invitations, initiations, and opportunities to choose and to receive. Yeah, to welcome in and to free. So there's a lot of intense changes and transformation taking place, this life, death, rebirth energy, the life and death cycles of of yeah, this reality. So it's a lot. Well, it's been a lot to process, and been looking into and seeing into some heavy things, was processing some really like intense things yesterday, and was feeling like really heavy and feeling a lot of feelings of sadness and grief well up, and feelings of depression the last couple days. Like, wow, just like kind of felt like something cold and tight in my belly, and oh, I was just kind of just noticing that, just doing things in my day. Like, there's nothing really for me to be depressed about. So sometimes I bypass those feelings, or I won't allow them, because I'm just like, what? That's silly. I'm not depressed. Like, what is there for me to be depressed about? Instead of just making room for that feeling of whatever I'm feeling, like that feeling of depression or sadness or grief, just to be there and to kiss it from the inside, to make room for it to be felt, and then just allowed to move through me. And so I've been seeing into a little bit more of like some of my bypassing mechanisms, or the way that I shove things away or distract myself. And yeah, it's just a lot of mental hoops and strategies and things. And so yeah, constantly battling between my heart and my mind, instead of just allowing like what's here to just be, and to be moved and to move through. So I've been seeing into some energy leaks and drains, and why I've been feeling so tired and fatigued, and really my resistance has worn down a lot in the last couple weeks, because I have felt so emotionally and psychologically and mentally exhausted. But I'm doing great. I'm doing amazing, really. Like, there's so many things to feel joyful about, and to celebrate, and to look forward to, and to, yeah, just enjoy right now with sheer delight. And yeah, just allowing the other side of it as well, the grief and the joy, the pleasure and the pain, the magic and mundane, the sacred and profane, to allow it all to exist, because it's all part of the same thing, and it's just in the way that I allow it to move through me, and to be balanced in harmony within me. And so yeah, there's some awesome things I wanted to share, and yeah, there's really so much. There's entirely so much to say, but what wants to be heard and what wants to be expressed, yeah, in service of the whole. Today, what does my soul want me to know today, and what does my soul want to share today? What does love want me to know? And what is love offering me? What is love inviting me to receive today, to open to and free for me and we? As we all have the answers inside of ourselves, and questions and receptivity and curiosity and wonder and awe and a willingness to receive. Yeah. And to breathe. Yeah. I keep reminding myself that. Just to breathe through everything, to breathe into it, and breathe deep, reconnecting with the breath, connecting, to this life force within me, to this love that's been given to me to be expressed through being who I am for all of me. This love that I am, it's been given to me to share, to give, to create, to see, to dream, to be and receive, to give, forgiving. And so I am so super glad I came across this visualization last week about the whirling rainbow and encircling ourselves, or a difficult situation with all involved encircling with the rainbow of peace. Some kind of situation that we're having or we're feeling difficulty with, or that hurts. So with peace and love and joy and our intentions, we encircle the situation and all involved in the rainbow, the whirling rainbow. And we send our intentions and our peace, and we ripple that out into the world from within. And so I really enjoyed practicing that this week, because there was some things that came up. And then I just remembered, oh yeah, I can choose this for myself, and I can ask for peace and for grace, and that the best outcome will come from these very painful, heart-breaking situations that have been unfolding and that are asking for healing and wanting to be revealed to us through the light of our hearts. As the heart knows, the heart can hold everything, and the heart can transform through that love and through that peace and grace within. And so, enjoying that practice of visualizing the whirling rainbow of peace and remembering the truth and being grateful for the truth. Being grateful for the truth of that love that we are and that we are all a part of. And so giving it back to God, surrendering it to God, and being willing to be that open door to hold that light and to receive God's love and God's grace and God's light, and have that love of God's light that is within everyone, within every being, work through us all in magical, mysterious, unseen and seen, known and unknown, through all these ways of being, through all the ways that God and love expresses itself for itself, through itself. Remembering what's really important and what's really true, what really matters. Helps to bring some clarity, and some light into the darkness. Filling our way home to ourselves, coming home to ourselves, coming back home fully to ourselves, to the love that we are, and to the power that we have within us to create, new life. And so a lot of things have been coming up, like, with the astrology and with the potent transits and dances and conversations in the heavens. Yeah, all these changes and what we're moving into, these new cycles of growth and the endings and the beginnings. There's been a little bit of confusion, of course, and uncertainty, and a lot of fears have been coming up, and some old wounds around abandonment, rejection, and betrayal. Shedding some of those old layers of that victim consciousness, that virtuous victim, and that lack mentality, and that separate, cut-off self-identity, shedding layers and layers and layers, shedding old skin to grow into and to become who I already am, to become my true self, to rebirth the whole self, the true self, the full self. So there's the sacred full and letting go of not knowing and trusting and being willing. Receiving what is right here before me. So I'm feeling a little confused and uncertain today. My ego mind wants to grasp onto something to secure its place. Some things feel all over the place, so scattered. And I just get to remember to breathe and let go of everything. Let it all be, move, change, and flow. Just let go. You're with the friend now, beloved friend of God. Delecta Dea, Anam Cara, soul friend. So allow yourself your own human experience, all your wisdom and your folly. Welcome home, welcome home, welcome home. So clear out your excuses and old beliefs that keep you playing small, safe, and constrained. Let go of our miscreations. They're being surrendered, transformed, transmuted through grace and holy faith. Allow yourself your own whole experience. Allow yourself to experience being human. Allow yourself this human experience. This human divine. And so what I realized, the other day, too, as I'm going through some huge changes and shedding some of these old layers of the false self and the cut-off self and the separate self and the programmed personality. I'm realizing that the goofball is one of my biggest allies, and if I can allow her to come play, like she has a lot of gold for me to help me integrate and express myself through authenticity and true full whole ways. And so if I can allow myself to let go of like the fears of what other people are going to think and just let myself be this amazing goofball that I am, this space blob. Enjoy this space blob existence. And just, let go of taking myself so seriously or taking anything seriously, really, like overly seriously. And letting go of taking things personally, which sometimes, when it's close to home, it is very challenging. And, just seeing into more of those things. So the goofball is a great ally to unify the whole, to go to work for all. Allow the goofball in service of the whole, or in service to the whole, to emerge and play the jester role. And do not be afraid of playing the goofball or playing at being my lovable goofball and my demure, charming, witty, silly self. So open, soft, peaceful, calm, receptive, allowing, loving, kind, lovely, beautiful, friendly, empathetic, easygoing, curious, interested, aware, relaxed, protected, guided, held, safe, and loved, cared for, accepted, appreciated, seen, recognized, and valued. My presence is enough. My love is enough. My best is enough. My life is enough. My wholeness is so enough. Allowing myself to have and enjoy the fullness of my own human experience. So breathe and live. Yes. Love, live. Yes. Live love. So happy new moon in Scorpio and solar eclipse portal intensity. Oh my goodness. Super interesting themes around escapism or intoxication, sleeping, dreaming, and awakening, dying, fermenting or stewing, renewing, rebirth, regeneration, transformation, surrendering, and letting go. And there is this part of me that just wants to check out or sit this one out. Oh my gosh, I was noticing that a couple days ago. Like, oh man, it's super, super tempting, like, to just check out and just kind of really escape. Kind of the ghost archetype was coming up, and like just this feeling of wanting to withdraw and go into the cave, but also like not really wanting to abandon myself. And so just coming back to me, to where I am right here, to be with me as I am. And I'm not expecting really anything of myself, but like the best that I can do, or the best that I can choose for me right now. So just hang back and watch and observe and learn, witness or listen, receive, and let go of everything. Everything I thought I wanted. Yeah, those things are coming up, like just letting go of everything of how I wanted it to be. And so there is some grief coming up around those things. Letting go of what I thought I wanted, or how I thought I wanted things to be, or how I wanted them to seem, how I wanted them to feel, how I wanted them to be. So letting go of all those things. Everything that I thought I wanted, or that seemed important to me, or maybe was over idealized and overlaid with these romantic ideals of perfection. Overlaid over the actual gift that was being offered, or the full reality. So it's strange, and it's an unfamiliar place to be, but I will choose to relax, trust, and just be free, and be right here where I am, and just be here with me. And so, like, some of the themes that are coming up, like, for me, is interesting, like that it does have to do with confusion and clarity and intoxication and sobriety and different things. And it's just like the yin and the yang both hold each other, and there is a part of the other inside the other, and so it's all one. It's one force. The same force that liberates is the same force that binds, and the same force in our own minds that can help liberate us is actually connected to the same part of our minds that we use to deceive ourselves. And I thought that was like super interesting, that we can either be real with ourselves or we can choose to deceive ourselves, and it is like a choice. And so it's just like all these things unraveling and seeing into more of these mechanisms and these learned strategies that the false self needed to maintain and perpetuate in order to preserve itself and keep reinforcing its own identity. And so it's interesting to see where this energy has been directed and what that's created. And some of those things, yeah, a lot of them show up in my mental streams or the dialogue that I have with myself, or different aspects, the different conversations or exchanges that are happening within the internal landscape and the internal family system. And yeah, just a lot of that I notice. I just notice playing on the inside. And sometimes, like, the outside helps me, like, get more clarity and see more into it. Because we all have our blind spots. And so it is, like, so interesting, like, yeah, to look within and to look without, from within. And get a little more clarity and see what's being asked and what the invitation is. So what we're really doing right now, we're clearing out a whole lot of shit that we no longer need, and we're putting it on the compost pile, and we're blessing that, and we're letting it go with love to fertilize the new life that's asking to be born through us. And I was watching some awesome astrologers because I'm so interested and curious about the astrology and learning more about that, and how it can teach us what's going on, like, and what energies are available and most accessible, and that we can work with, and seeing how we can match our rhythm to nature's rhythms, because we are part of nature, and that's helping us get in tune with our own rhythms, and retuning and reconnecting, renewing, regenerating, restoring, like, our true connections to ourselves and to life and to the earth, and to all people, all beings that we're in relationship with. All those relationships and all those blessings, all those gifts, all those reflections bring us back home to ourselves and can show us who we really are, and help us remember who we are, and help us know who we are. So super grateful for all the reflections and all the gifts and all my relations. So I was watching or listening to a few podcasts yesterday and the last couple days. Of course, every day I'm listening to something amazing and something interesting, something that I love, that inspires me and helps me to remember who I am and who I want to be, to remember all of me, to be my love for me, to show up and be myself, because it's the gift that's been given to me in service to the whole, in service of the whole. Yeah, to be myself, to show up and to care for all I care about, and let the rest be. Trust God, trust love, trust in this partnership with Spirit. Yeah, and the unity, the truth of all things. So Molly McCord, I was watching a few things, and I took a couple notes because it did resonate. And then I watched a few things on Adam Ellenboss's channel, and just to get different perspectives. And I just love, like, the archetypal themes and the symbolism, and just what I pick up on from my streams and stuff, and then have listening to this and getting, like, kind of some kind of feedback to where yep, it's aligned. And it's just awesome, like, kind of validation, because it relates. And so it's just awesome. It's an awesome little play. So from Molly McCord's channel, I got a clearing out of what we don't need to take with us to move it forward. So what is ready to be evolved and transformed. And what have I absorbed that is not mine? So we're looking at our energies with others that we've taken on that have challenged our sense of empowerment to reclaim what is true for you. So what have I absorbed that is not mine? So what have we absorbed that is not ours? So we're looking at our energies with others that we've taken on that have challenged our sense of empowerment to reclaim what is true for us. So What are you really needing and wanting in connections that support you, instead of feeling like there's some kind of locked control dynamics that have kept you in some kind of exchange with people that feels like an ongoing power struggle? We're clearing this out, and we won't really see like that full clearing out of it until about May and June. So this energy is helping us, like, for the next couple months, clear stuff away, clear stuff out of our own way, or so we can have a clear way, like we can get out of our own way. So sometimes it's like our beliefs and our ideas and our expectations and our agendas. That's like really what's in our own way, is all of these false overlays. And so, yeah, some of those things just get to be cleared away. So what's unraveling is, different fears, insecurities around self-worth, and new things are coming in, new awareness around self-reliance and our own truth, love, value, and self-acceptance. So, yep, just totally feeling this clearing, this cleansing, this purging. And so I was doing a lot of crying yesterday, but I mean, it was still a good day. But yeah, I had to move through some things, and had made the room and made the space for some old pent up feelings to move through me. And something that I've been working with for years and years and years now, it came up again for me in the last couple days. And so in another video, I'll share about that. But I was feeling a little bit resistant to it when it was coming in, and I was just like, man, kind of telling myself I should be over this by now, because I know like what I need to do. But it's just like, there's a couple of different things that I actually didn't know, and sitting with my feelings and being willing to receive the gift of this energy that is a part of the whole. Being willing to make the room and make the space for this to be, and to be felt, and to be expressed, and to be moved through me, and just to be with it. And it was painful, and it didn't feel very good, but it was exactly what I needed. And I felt so tired afterwards, but I just let myself lay down and just rest and relax, even though there was like some things I was needing to attend to and everything. I did allow myself like the rest that I needed, and then I actually did later on get everything and more that I needed, to attend to and get done. So super appreciative of the love that I can choose for myself and allow for myself. And receive for myself, offer to myself. And then I can offer that love and peace and patience and compassion and empathy to all others. And it's up to them if they want to receive, or if they have the courage to ask for help and for what they need for their well-being. They get to choose for themselves what they need. And so, what else wants to be shared right now? So when we need or we want something or we desire something, we sometimes can block ourselves from receiving because we believe we don't have it already, or we don't already have it or hold it within ourselves already. We don't believe that it's a part of us already, a part of our energy and a part of our wholeness. Because sometimes we've been projecting it onto something else or someone else, or we have a belief implanted, or that we've agreed to, or that we've inherited, and it prevents us from receiving like what we already have within us and what there actually is already available to us. And so, that's our support, our validation, our recognition, our understanding, our approval, and our acceptance of ourselves. And we're not going to have like 100% like clear understanding all of the time. Yeah, and if we do, or if someone else says that they do, I think they're being pretty silly. Yeah, we can be pretty sure of ourselves. We can be pretty certain, but there is value in knowing like that there is things that will not be known to us because it is a part of the mystery, and we can never know, like, like the whole entire full truth of ourselves without like the opposite and without the contrast. Yeah. And so yeah, it is so interesting. It's an interesting dance and an interesting play. And so courage and bravery, goodness and beauty, truth of soul, fertility, wisdom, clarity, brilliance, beauty, and prosperity. I do have everything. I do love everything. I am this love I need. I love myself fully. I am accountable to me. I choose to trust life. I choose to trust me. I choose to trust others in right relationship with me. I choose to see the truth. I choose to serve the truth. I choose to embody love's wholeness. I choose to be true. I claim my whole integrity and service to the whole, in service of the whole. So is there is what serves our true whole well-being, learning and growth, being, becoming, whole remembering. And there is what does not serve this wholeness, fullness, growth, and well-being. It serves the cut off separate self, the small-mindedness, the barrenness, the stagnation, the inversion, the forgetting, the hiding, and the playing small, the small payoffs. So I do feel some aversion, some resistance, some lack, and there's some trust issues. There's suspicions around, yeah, some things, some fears, and rejection, denial, refusal, hostility, judgment, and condemnation, self-destructive abandonment, self-pity, and self-importance. The ghost, the addict, the escape artist, and the fool, the epicure, the wallflower, the dancer, the player, and the ghoul. Thank you for helping me claim my own power to be all I already am, and refine and apply, fully integrate, digest, and assimilate all these aspects and parts, unifying the whole. And yeah, one more thing. Oh my goodness, yeah, so there's been some amazing just pattern interruptions, and a lot of what I'm feeling into as well, that relates to me, like especially like with all of this, the things that are happening with Taurus and Scorpio and Libra and Gemini right now, and the planets Venus and Mars and Uranus and Saturn and the sun and the moon. Yeah, that's like so amazing, like to look at like my own birth chart and just see like how crazy it is, like how uncanny like some of these things are, and how perfect it really is, and divine order and divine timing, all these things. And so it's just so fun, like to look at and to see into. So the South Node represents our overdeveloped character traits and where we are talented. But if we overdo this area of life or hold on to these traits to feel secure, we may stagnate. And the North Node points to the qualities that we need to work on, or we get to work on, and we get to refine and develop and strengthen so that we can achieve inner balance and fulfillment. And so I think it's interesting, like to look at like the North Node and the South Node, and I hadn't really like learned or known a whole lot about like these aspects and how they influence us. I've been looking into them for the last couple years, but I've been getting a little more familiar with my stuff, and it's so interesting right now because the South Node, yeah, Scorpio is in the South Node right now, and Taurus is in the North Node, and it's actually reverse. It's opposite for me. My South Node is Taurus, and my North Node is Scorpio. And so, yeah, it's so interesting to look at like those things, and where I still get to develop and refine certain things, and where I can play on certain strengths that I already do have. And so, yeah, everything's unraveling right now, and we're facing our deepest fears to claim our greatness. And a lot of synchronicities has been coming up around the mind and the heart, and the Merkaba and the heart star crown, and Kundalini, and yeah, this Kundalini rising, and the 9 aspects of the goddess, the 9 aspects of the mind, the 9 primary archetypes, the 9 muses, and 9 lives. So yeah, super super fun to look at all of these things that are coming up, and then also around yeah, the intoxication, how emotions can totally be a drug, and yeah, how we're constantly riding like certain highs because of like certain emotions that we let carry us away sometimes. And so yeah, I noticed that yeah, it is a roller coaster ride sometimes, and seeing more into the pendulum swing, and finding my middle way, and detaching in certain ways, and observing the emotion without getting attached to it or attaching a story to it. And so that has freed up a lot of energy, and just remembering to breathe. So yeah, there's a lot to share, a lot of personal things to share, and I will be back soon to yeah, offer some things about what I've been learning through my alchemical process and my healing. So I love you all. Hope you're being good to yourselves. Hope you're being love for yourselves. Hope you all are well. And we'll talk to you soon. We'll see you for now.